Alright folks, first thing to keep in mind is I'm not an expert canoeer. I'm just sharing what I've learned and some paddling techniques about reading the river, following the currents, looking for the line or the delta or the V, whatever you want to call it. Now, first lesson is that water does not go downstream, or it sometimes does, but not always. So downstream would be this way, right? The water should all be heading down, 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 wherever it is. But we're going to take a look around here. You'll notice there's some various currents happening that are not all going in the same direction. And your job as the person on the river is to figure out where you need to go, where water is going the right way, because that is not what's happening. There are too many obstacles, different depths and rocks and things you can't see. And right in front of me here, look at this, check it out. So you'll notice right here is a patch of water that looks different than the patches around it. We can even see with the sun reflecting on the water, it looks fairly uniform except for this patch here. Now this, I think the water might actually be going backwards. Let's play it a little bit and see what's happening with this patch. Okay, yes, so now we can see it even better. This long patch of water right here looks like it might be an eddy. And let me rewind real quick. There's a rock over here to the right side. Boom. This rock is actually causing a significant amount of turbulence in the water here. So there's a nice channel to the right side of the rock or to the left side. But right here, there's not. So this is just a perfect example, really simple. If you're reading the water, you can look at the currents, look at the ripples, look at the reflections on the top. And sometimes it's easier or harder depending on the angle of the sunlight to see where is the water going. And whenever you see an eddy like this or a patch that's different, that's usually a sign that there is something upstream of that patch that's causing an obstacle. In this case, this little rock. We'll see as we go. Let's play it a little bit. See what I'm doing. So I'm looking for a passage in between the rocks up to the left, up ahead, downstream. All right, and again, you can see all through this area, there's tons of micro currents and things like that, little eddies, little things under the surface. Maybe some of them I'll hit, maybe some of them I won't because they're deep enough. I'm trying to avoid them. I'm looking for a clean path over here, over here, over here, somewhere. Let's get a little closer and see what I find. Okay, so even before I get up here where I'm looking, I have to navigate some of these obstacles. So even here in this fairly still water, I don't want to hit this little thing. Looks like maybe a rock right here. So I'm looking at these paths that are going down. There's a nice smooth path here. Maybe this one right here. I'm not sure what I'm going to take. I forgot. Oh, that was awkward. Where are we? There we go. Okay, alright, so I'm just going to float here. I'm cutting around to my left and floating down this way. Alright, so I'm avoiding this rock. I saw that. I saw these ripples here and said, yeah, I want to go between them. And I'm avoiding this over here. Alright, so here we go. What am I looking at? So there's a long line of rocks here. And I'm looking for a path in between them. We'll get a little closer and see, but maybe there's a path here. Maybe this looks like a nice smooth V. There might be something over to this side. Let's get a little closer. Okay, now I'm looking to the right, so it's off camera, but it looks like I might have found somewhere. Although this looks like a pretty nice one through here, maybe on this side of it as well. But I'm probably not going to make it that far. Oh, sorry, I don't know how to use this. And, oh, so there's this rock here. I don't know if I'm going to hit this thing or not. Maybe I didn't see it. Maybe I wasn't ready. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm close. Let's slow motion. Okay, so I found my path. I was looking for this path. I've got a rock here, which I'm trying to avoid, and there's a rock over here, and this rock I'm trying to avoid. So I'm going to come right through here. So it looks like I'm putting in my paddle to cut hard to the right, right past that rock. Let's see how I do. Okay, I'm even backing up. to spin my rear around and push my nose to the right. Looks like I missed the rock, and what's going to happen now? Oh, that was a little bit clumsy. Okay, I made it past that one. Not the greatest. I kind of read it wrong. Maybe I didn't have enough control. This is an awkward pose for my hand there. It makes me look really professional. Alright, so now I'm figuring out what to do next. And I'm making a read. I'm seeing some paths. Let's keep going. Okay. Oh, I'm going under there, the thingy there. So this would have been a good one too. It looks like the water, you can really see the water pushing through this way, but I'm looking for the fun one. Now the water is actually really good here too. You can really see it funneling through. Whenever you have two large rocks or boulders, there's a good chance that there's going to be a strong flow of water in between them. However, if there was a little rock here, that would kind of ruin your day, so you got to be looking ahead for that. But in this case, it looks very clear. Oh yeah, look how clear and easy that is. Alright, there we go. Making sure my camera doesn't get hit. Nice. Alright, and so there's a couple spots here I'm motioning to nobody. Here's a little channel. You can tell that there's something here and maybe something here. Alright, so these are all the little details I'm looking for. This is not one river going down. This is a million little paths, and you don't want to hit something like this or something like this. You don't want to say, ooh, look, whitewater, that's fun, because no, this is just a little shelf. This is a wall. I want to aim for the V's, for this smooth water path. There we go. So I didn't want to hit that rock to the left. Okay, where am I going now? So here's a little bit tricky. There's a lot of little paths and lots of little rocks. There's a rock. That might be a rock. There's a rock. I can't tell yet. It's something over here maybe. So I gotta just be really careful. Look carefully. Hitting on rocks here is not a big deal, but it's kind of annoying and you don't want to get stuck. So here's another big shelf coming up, and I don't think I can make it over this. This maybe is something, maybe I could get through there, but from this angle it's too hard to tell. I probably can't tell from my vantage point. I think what I'm going to try to do is to come through here. Because look at that water going nice and smoothly through. So I'm going to have to cut it hard to the left. There we go. Pushing around, and I found a little path just next to those rocks. Awesome. And now you can see again, the water is nice and powerful to the right side. So it is not going straight downstream. These rocks are acting as a barrier, and so it's heading to the right of them. And I'm just going to go right with that. Oh, here we go. Looks like some good ones. I'm scoping it out. Now right here I can see this nice looking path. I don't know if I'm going to take this one. I might have found something else. Oh, yeah, looks like I'm going to take it. Okay, so this is a fun looking path going right between those big rocks. They're pushing the water there, a nice solid flow. Okay, looks good so far. Alright, now I've got another choice. Check this out. It diverges. There is a rock right in the middle here, a fairly big one. So even though the water is being pushed in a nice V, I have a secondary fork, either this way to the right or this way to the left. That's going to be a pretty hard one, because even if I kick it over to the left, I'm going to be pushed towards this rock here. So that's going to be a tricky one. Let's see what I go with here. Okay. And it looks like I'm going to the right. Alright, I'm going to stay right next to that rock. Woo! It looks like, oh, I hit it. Okay. Alright, I found another path through these rocks. So you can see this entire little shelf of rocks. And, you know, there's not a whole lot of flow. Those things aren't going to capsize me, but I don't want to get stuck on them. That's just embarrassing. Alright, okay, I got a nice little flow here. Good, good. Oh, there's a rock here. Did I see that one? Okay, good. It was shallow enough. I mean, I'm shallow enough. Alright, sweet. So, I could take you through the whole video like this, but that's kind of boring. That's just an idea of what it looks like to read the river, and I just wanted to take you through some specifics about how a river current works. And it's not just going downstream. You don't want to just put on the blinders and head down. You want to actually go with the flow wherever it might be going. Sometimes even 90 degrees to the river direction. Sometimes even upstream a little bit, depending on the flow and how rocky it is and how steep the elevation is. So just keep those things in mind, even on a small, light rapid like the Rapidan here. You know, just practice your skills, aim for something more daring between a couple of rocks here or there, but enjoy yourselves. Even here you can see on the right side there's all these little eddies. It looks flat, but you can, oh, I probably didn't see that rock ahead of time. Making sure my camera's still good. Now there's a nice path. You can see this one right here. Even this one here to this side looks pretty fun. So I'm practicing my aim. I'm practicing reading. Little rock, rock, something there, shallow, rocks. There's one. You want to avoid all of these. Just be smart. You can't see the rock always. Oh. But you can see a disturbance in the force, on the surface of the water, and that's what you want to look out for. So here it's not too bad, but look at this shelf, all these shallow little rocks. I don't want to hit any of those. That's just annoying and embarrassing. So again, I'm watching for my V. I'm looking for the line right through here. Good. Yeah, there's some rocks. The water's clear enough. You can see some of these rocks as we get closer, and you can see the what they make on the surface, what it looks like, and then what the rock looks like under the surface. Here we go. Now I'm aiming for this one right here, it looks like. Perfect path was just meant for me in the canoe. Nice. Alright, I'll let it play for a little bit. And if you want to stand up in the canoe, just make sure you're in it. Oh, I sat down really quickly. I don't think I saw this rock right here. I would not want to fall out. It's November right now. This screen is wrong. It's pretty cold. It's like the very end of November. So the temperature outside in the air is probably in the 50s, but the water is very cold. Now I'm coming up to the confluence, which is where the Rapidan and the Rappahannock meet up with one another. So I'm not quite there yet, and this video is a bit longer, so I might just kind of go a little bit quicker through some of this. But oh, here's a good one. You can really see what's happening up here. There's a big current pushing this way, pushing this way. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Water is not always going down. It's going to the left, to the right, wherever. So I'm trying to figure out where the rocks are and avoid those rocks. Rocks here. Pushing for this current, it looks like. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, yeah, that's a nice one. Look at that. Where am I going? Oh, eee. Ooh, I found that one. That was a good one, too. The current was pushing me down as I was going sideways, so I really almost didn't have enough power and strength to just bulldoze my way through it. I would have had to back up and kind of re-aim. Alright, so what am I doing here? I'm going right down the middle here. Now this is a different kind. It's a little bit more water, so there's some white water there, but you kind of get used to telling when is it just the churn and when is it actual rocks. Oh, that one was a little bit rough. So here, like this run, that looks pretty good. That's not a rock. That's just a flow that's strong enough. It's getting some white caps on the top. You can have a rock in the middle of this flow, and you might not know it because it's so white cappy. I don't know if I'm using the right terms or not. But in general, I feel pretty good going down those. And I know this river pretty comfortably. So here's some good flowing water. That's right. I can tell. Watching this, it's going over to the right. I'm going to try to stay right down the middle of it. Where the highest volume of water is where the best chance of getting some speed and staying off of rocks. Okay, my bad. I guess I didn't see that one coming. Okay, so I just made it through the confluence where the two rivers combine. I think I'm now on the Rappahannock River, and I believe I'm just trying to head over to the side here now. I think that's what I'm doing next. Maybe I have a potty break or something. So this was on the second day of my trip. I'd gone about 6 miles yesterday, and I'm just beginning my second day, so I'm only on the first mile of the trip, and that's kind of the most fun rapids till the end of it. This ended up being like a, I don't know, 20-mile day back down to town. So at this point, I'm just making my way to the side. So that's about the whole video, guys. I hope that was helpful. And if not, then just put a thumbs up and write a comment anyway, telling me how unhelpful it was. Awesome. Well, have a good day, everybody.